Hey guys. So, sometimes in the woods, it's just the tuned in, tapped in, turned on is so blissful. And so many vibrational information downloads, I call them, where you're just trying to integrate, you're feeling so much love and joy and seeing so much perfection in everything around you. You want to share it, but it's very difficult. I definitely feel like this phone, talking to myself, if you will, is a big help. But, because it's very difficult to have those conversations with other people. I find it actually, as I watch my own videos, I'm like, I know I'm not going as deep in the videos, and I sense the awkwardness in trying to be totally tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and deeply connected and touching up here to some things that are just like vibrationally zingers in a positive way. They just feel blissful, and you just want to sit with them, and words don't touch it. So anyway, so here I am. Nice log, nice trail, nice day, and I'm like, what's my check-in? Not feeling, not beating up on myself, that's for sure. I'm more relaxed today than I have been in a long time, and I was very relaxed. Not really relaxed isn't really the word for it, but I gotta go with tuned in, tapped in, turned on. When I woke up this morning, it was nice. And I was like, I've been dropping some stuff over the last week, and it's feeling better. And anyway, so what I would want to share today with the future version of myself watching this video later is just to really own a deeper sense of the perfection of who I am and this whole process, and how beautiful life is on this plane and the next, and it's all right here, it's all happening now, and it's perfect and blissful. But I see a lot of people struggling, suffering, angry. It's not the predominant thing, and I could just talk about the happiness and how much happier and freer people are than they have been on the planet. Again, we're got to use my hands for coming around that 24,000 year cycle, and it's kind of a low vibration, so we're heading up to good times. We could talk about all that, where vibrationally the planet will be more loving and accepting, and we'll be less hard on ourselves personally, so it'll just reflect out. I could talk about that, but I think really we just need to remember the first rule is so important, and it's so powerful that it just makes all the rest work. So it's sort of like, it gets back to that paradigm I had yesterday of the, like, reading a book about playing the guitar as opposed to picking one up. You can only get so far with reading a book about anything. And so talking about this stuff, you got to experience it. To experience it, you got to go within. Heaven is within. All the good stuff is going within. So how do you go within? What are the blocks? One of them, for sure, is just the doingness. There's so much doingness. And it's like, doingness is beautiful, and your body loves to be moving and doing, and creative juices will come out of all this connected, tuned in, tapped in, turned on stuff. But that's an after byproduct. The busyness I see around me, and I've experienced it myself in my own life. Lord knows I definitely had no problem with 60, 80 hours a week. I think I found a little more joy in what I was doing than most of the people I noticed. But anyway, my point is, though, that if you're working on getting tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and loving yourself and finding God, then you've got to let some things go. You've got to ease up, you've got to slow down. You got to get sensitive to your body. Your body will teach you. The book is right here. It's in your body. It's not in pages. It's not in someone else's story. It's not in the conversations. It's not in the doing. It's not in the having. It can't be bought. It can't be earned. It can't be given. It can't be anything. But the book, if you want to call it one, all the sensors, all the knowledge, everything is in your body. And you can feel when you're not doing, I'm not even going to say the words. You can feel the stresses. The body will give you stress signals that it doesn't want to be doing that. If we let ourselves be tuned in, tapped in, turned on, we would do a lot less of this busyness and proving ourselves to other people and making ourselves feel worthy and wanting to be accepted by other people and waving and waving. You can go on and on. So we're not trying to, well, we are trying to wrap our head around some of the things that aren't the right path, that maybe then you know, we could find the difference. Because you could spend your whole life, waste a life, which is so precious and so beautiful to be on this planet, not for any purpose. There's nothing we need to do here. There's nothing we need to prove, nothing we need to reconcile for, nothing we need to make up for, no one we need to prove ourselves to. Most people do feel like they need to prove themselves to other people around them. And if you think that you need to prove yourself to others around you, then that's your paradigm you're going to see out there in the world. You're going to see that everything in the world is very demanding, and you got to do the right thing, and God has expectations, and you know, what if we all just sat down on a log, Dan? How would that be helpful? It'd be hugely helpful. As long as you're going the direction of tuning in, tapping in, turning on. But I know I always go back to this point, but it's really the ticket. Loving on yourself. And if you can just do that once a day, 5-10 minutes, I'm telling you, it's going to change your life. It's all the magic happens when you get aligned and you connect to your higher self, to who you really are. Who you really are wants to come through. And when it's not coming through, you have dis-ease. And you'll live your life in a way that is sad for you and everybody around. And you can only call it sad because it's not really like there's anything wrong. It's just sad. It's like, what a waste. What a waste of a precious life. So if you're really steeped in it, really steeped in life and things around you and the need to get things done, and we gotta, you know, fortify ourselves, then you're gonna pass that to other people. Misery loves company, so you're all gonna round up, and it's gonna seem really like that's gotta be the way it is. Everyone I talk to, this is hypothetical, it's not in my world, this isn't true, but a lot of people, it's true that they feel like everyone they talk to is in the same boat. They all believe that there's something out there to be fixed, something out there to be watched out for, something out there that needs to be done, and let's just toe the line and tough it out. I know it's not what we love. This isn't a job I love. This isn't a relationship I love. This isn't a life I love. This isn't a place I love. I just have to tough it out because I've got duties here, and we got to pull one, you know, I'm going to be rewarded on the other side for having toughed it out. That is not true. Nobody's going to reward you. They're only going to call it, wasted life. That's all you're going to get. That's it. You either get boy, you really lived a loving, carefree existence out there, and you sure shined a lot of your acceptance and love on everybody else. Unconditional love. Anybody ever heard of that? How does that work? We don't even really talk about it because it's such an unfathomable thing. But unconditional love does not require us to do anything. The only disappointment you could possibly have when you transition back to that sense of all-knowing imperfection. You came from all-knowing imperfection, you come into this life for a time period, and you go back to all-knowing imperfection. We're just trying to connect to all-knowing imperfection while we're here walking. How much of that all-knowing imperfection, love, collective consciousness, higher self, God happiness can you bring down? Not because there's something we need to do here, not because the planet is suffering and all this, all the terribleness that seems attractive. Just for the sake of having more love, because that's what we are. We're love bombs. Liquid love. And we're just walking around this planet. And if you're trying to do, I just say, wasted life. Anyway, somebody coming down the trail. It's a good time to wrap it up. And loving on yourself, that's the ticket.